This is how I remember Jerusalem in the last summer of British rule. A stone city sprawling over hilly slopes, not so much a city as isolated neighborhoods separated by fields of thistle and rocks. British armored cars, sometimes fields of thistles and rocks, at the corners with their slits almost closed like eyes dazzled by the light, and their machine guns sticking out front like pointed fingers. You there. At dawn, the boys would go around sticking out posters from the underground on walls and lampposts. On Saturday afternoons in our backyard, there were arguments with guests in the possession of glasses and scalding tea and biscuits that my mother made, and I would help her by printing star and flower shapes on the soft dough. In the course of these arguments, both the guests and my parents would use words like persecution, extermination, salvation, intelligence, heritage, clandestine immigration, siege. Occasionally one of the guests would get carried away, often it would be one of the quiet ones, a skinny, pale-faced man with a cigarette trembling between his fingers, and a shirt buttoned up to the neck. He would explode into polite anger and shout expressions like "sleep sheep to the slaughter," "protected Jews," and then he would hurriedly add, as though in an attempt to correct a bad impression, "but we must on no account allow ourselves to split. Heaven forbid, we are in the same boat." The empty laundry room on the roof was fitted up with a wash bin and electric light. Mr. Lazarus, the tailor from Berlin, moved in. He was a small man who blinked and nodded, and despite the heat of the summer was always dressed in a shabby gray jacket and a gray waistcoat. And he always carried a green tape measure around his neck like a necklace. His wife and daughters, people said, had been murdered by Hitler. Now, had Mr. Lazarus himself managed to survive? There were various rumors. How? Uncertainties. I had my doubts. What did they know? After all, Mr. Lazarus himself never said a word about what had happened. He put up a card in the entrance hall, half in German, that I could not understand, and half in Hebrew when he asked my mother to write for him. Expert tailor and cutter from Berlin, commissions of all sorts undertaken, alterations to order, latest fashions, reasonable prices, credit available. After a day or two, somebody tore off the German half. We would not tolerate the language of the murderers here.